Hi, I'm Shelli Kurth, and I'm here with my colleague, Dr. Nicole Assisi, with our next installment of How to Stay Sane in These Unprecedented Times of Parenting. Together, Nicole and I have over 30 years working in education as teachers, as leaders, but our most important job is working moms. And right now we are homeschooling our kiddos, but it's summer, yay! I don't know if you're on summer too, but we just got into summer. So now we're here to talk to you about some tools and tricks to stay sane during summer.
A lot of people have modified their summer vacation plans because of COVID. And in a recent poll that I've seen, actually a third of Americans are thinking about road trips as part of their summer fun. And as a matter of fact, my family just got back from a road trip yesterday. And Shelli and I thought, what a great opportunity to share with you some road trip hacks to make your road trips more successful, more educational, and more fun. Because let's face it, a long time in the car can be pretty challenging, but worry not. Shelli is a bit of a road trip expert. So why don't you kick us off, Shelli, with some tips and tricks for our road trips?
It's true. I love a good road trip. I have done so many road trips, long ones, short ones, solo road trips with other moms and kids, family road trips. And I can't wait to share some of my favorite things about these road trips, favorite things to do to keep our kiddos engaged during these longer road trips. But I also want to give you, linked in the comments will be a checklist for some of the essentials that somebody else, another brilliant mind, wrote. If you've never done this before, there are a lot of little things to remember. I'm not going to go over all those little ones, but I am going to talk to you about my big essential items, the things that I don't want to forget while I'm on a road trip. So the first one is snacks. And I know that you're like, it's a no-brainer, Shelli, but I want you to know you cannot underestimate the amount of snacks that you will need, and drinks. And don't forget the drinks during your road trip. Snacks have cured many a grumpy road tripper. I keep the snacks that I carry with me healthy snacks, things that can give energy and help you sustain through the long road trip. I save the junk food for ice cream stands along the way, or maybe gas station fill-ups when you just want to do something special. You could get a lot of junk food in there. So if I keep what I'm bringing healthy, that allows for a little bit of junk food along the way in other ways. And don't forget you. I bring sunflower seeds for me because I like to eat them while I'm driving. It keeps me alert. But, whatever your favorite snack is, make sure you pack some for you too. Bring a light blanket for everyone, or almost everyone. There is always going to be somebody who is too hot or too cold in the car. So we have blankets for everyone. My daughter insists on a pillow too because she's a big car sleeper. And I hate to admit it, but I bring a sock for my accelerator foot because my family likes that air conditioner blasting and my foot freezes. So think about your family's needs and what might make you comfortable, but being comfortable in the car is really important. So think about that as you're packing. From the time my kids were about 3, I had them pack their own, we call it the toy bag, and it's small. It is not a large bag, but we pack a small bag. Each kid has their own, and they pack what they want to bring for the car. And they sometimes mess up and don't bring the right things, but I feel like that's a natural consequence, and they'll learn from it and hone their toy bag over time and with experience. When they were little, I would, of course, have a couple, emergency things in my bag, but for the most part, they've done a great job of learning. My favorite things that they bring when they were little for sure was make-believe play toys. So like little people and action heroes, rescue heroes, even dolls, things that they could play and make up along the road. These work in the car and out of the car. They work in the river. They work on the rocks. So really good for all of those things. And as they got bigger, we leaned on music and audiobooks and like car games a lot more. But when they're little small people, getting them to make believe, and you can engage in that, and you can really see their storytelling come to life and their imagination come to life on these road trips. Do a little research, know about those upcoming landmarks. It is so much fun to stop along the way at those historical markers or those viewpoints and have a little bit of knowledge that you can give your kids. I remember a trip through Oregon where we read a book on the Oregon Trail at the same time we were going through Oregon, and to this day the kids still talk about it, learning while they're seeing those sights. And that was not our destination, but it was something along the way that made it fun and engaging, and becomes the Oregon Trail, becomes a big memory for the kids. So think about that. A little bit of research goes a long way, or maybe you're just learning with your kids, but take those brief stops. They don't have to be long, but they really can help make a memory. The last thing I want to talk about is technology. We are not a family that has used technology on road trips, especially when the kids were little. We didn't have a car that had the fancy DVD players in it, so we made the kids look out the window and sing songs and do those other kinds of road trip things, and we'll talk more about some later. But that does not mean that there isn't a time and a place for technology, especially in that evening time or in the dark when you're really trying to eke out a couple more hours with your kids. I know that it is not just tempting, but really useful. So I would just say, think about your screen time. Remember, the road trip is about looking out the window, seeing the country, getting a new lens on the world. So use it sparingly, but use it sometimes. And now that my kids are teenagers, they definitely have a different idea about technology on the road and use their phones a little bit more. But when I had control, I kept a little more control. How about you, Nicole?
Well, you've heard me in this series talk about my kindergartner, but many of you might not know that I also have a 1-year-old. And let me tell you, road trips with a 1-year-old or any sort of toddler or baby is a whole different can of worms, isn't it? So first things first, really manage expectations. Like, be gentle with yourself and the rest of your family, because you just don't know when you need to stop. And so as you plan your trip or as you think about that, just know that you will have to stop, know that it will be okay, and know that you will pack 101 things, and some of them you will need, but the things that you don't need, pack them anyways, because there's nothing worse than realizing you need some Tylenol for a teething baby or whatever it might be, and realizing you don't have it. So we did find a great resource for you that we're linking in the comments for essential items for a road trip with a baby, written by a mom blogger that we thought could be really helpful to you. So check out that list. But beyond the things that you're packing, there is a parenting hack that I have for you that has come in so handy in our family. It is an app called Sit and Squat. Yep, it's exactly for what you think it would be for. It's for finding restrooms and figuring out which ones are what my older son would call 5-star bathrooms and which are sort of the one-star bathrooms. Should you sit? Should you squat? This app will tell you. Worthwhile investment and a great way to plan your trip if you are looking to plan out your pit stops and align them through to your restroom stops. So again, just a little hack to hopefully go a long way and help you plan and chunk your travel a little bit better. Another thing to think about is really, as Shelli mentioned already, what is your technology philosophy in your car, especially with younger kids? For us, we love podcasts. And if you have younger kids and you have not yet discovered Kids Listen, it's a great app that has just podcasts for children. And our favorite one is called Little Stories for Tiny People. Great storytelling, absolutely beautiful stories. Our favorite character is Hedgehog. And so if you want to know what happens to little Hedgehog, tune into that podcast, and they have many, many more for young kids. And if you're an audiobook person, who doesn't love the Magic Tree House, right? It doesn't matter how old your kids are. There's always some great opportunities to learn and read and activate your brain and your imagination. Other ways to pass your time: Mad Libs, completing each other's stories, I Spy, and so much more. If you are a tech family and tech in the car is something that you actively engage in, again, my son loves Pokemon Go, and we've found ways to use the weather predictor. There's a weather predictor in Pokemon Go if you haven't found it yet. And apparently there are different Pokemons that spawn in different weather. And so talking about the weather and those sort of things in our family has been really fun, and has been a way that we incorporate learning into some of the apps out there. But we'll link a resource with 11 free apps that are perfect for road trips if you're looking for other apps. And hopefully that will kick you off. But there are many other games that your family does in the car, Shelli, right? So tell us about those games.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter where you're going. At one point, you're going to need to pull out a car game to get you there, because, there's just so much sitting and make-believe play that happens, and suddenly your kids are going to want to do something with you. Some of our favorite memories are made doing these silly card games. The old standby, the alphabet game, where you just try to find, all starting with A and getting all the way to Z, something that starts with the letter. You can look at billboards, road signs, trucks, the brands of trucks, restaurant names, anything that you see along the side of the road that has letters in it. Super fun. We play it. My kids are teenagers. We still will play that game. We change it around to make it harder sometimes, but we'll still play it. We play the license plate game, where you're looking to collect every state. So, and believe me, Hawaii is hard. Alaska is hard. There's not a lot of them in there. The kids write it down, and we try to get every single state. So that's really a fun one too. And again, think of all the thinking and learning your kids are doing while you're doing that. A silly game that we play, but again, I told you, we're look out the window kind of people. We want our kids looking and seeing the world around them. So one of my favorites is called Cows on My Side, and you get a point for each time you see a group of cows. So if I see a cow on my side, I say cow on my side, and I get a point. But if I see a cow on your side, I can call it. If you don't get it first, I can say cow on your side, and I get your points. A silly part of that is if you pass a cemetery, the first person to yell ghost cow can steal all the others' points. So fun game, collecting points, again, keeps you looking out the window, keeps you engaging with each other. I think growing the mind and the thinking and the reading is so important, but also growing your connection to your family is what road trips are all about. It makes all the other stuff easier. So don't underestimate a good road game, just like you don't underestimate a good story, a good app, and a good time. So have a great time when you're playing with your kids on the road.
Absolutely. And if you don't want to fumble through radio stations, think about, your iTunes radio or your Amazon radio to kind of get some songs ready. We love singing in the car, and I am a horrible singer, but man, it's really fun. For kids, if you want to sort of make sure that you have appropriate songs ready, try a toddler radio station or something like Kids Bop Radio to keep it clean, have some fun, and really just enjoy your time together with your family. Be well, stay safe, and most of all, stay sane. We'll see you next time. Bye.